Samapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharma sarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishna Yate Namaha Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagat Guru Pada Padme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Muhur Muhur Namaste Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Sarupaya Swamine Tapaharine Hari Om Tat Sat. Now, we have assembled here in this the house of Kamalesh, in the house of Kamalesh, in the Charlotte, and we'll be discussing some of the questions that has already been raised. The first questions raised by, what is your name? Shweta, and that was supplemented by Jyotirmay. So I will begin with Jyotirmay. Jyotirmay question is whether form is fast or formless is fast. What was fast? According to all our scripture, like the Veda and then the Upanishad, of course, the Veda, and then our Bhagavata, it is nothing was there. There was a Nasadiya Sukta. Sukta means the stotra that gives the idea. The beautiful name Nasadiya. There was no Sat, no Asat. No, that was the beginning. Nothing was there. You cannot say it was there. You cannot say it was not there. That is a situation. So there and not there. That means we don't know. Something must be there. Otherwise. So that was the first condition. Everyone thinks in that way. So there was nothing, but something must be there. From nothing, something cannot come. Something cannot come out of nothing. There must be some substances we couldn't explain. So that is beginning. And we say it is formless, but consciousness was there everywhere. This consciousness, when the rishis they discovered, they gave the name Brahman. Without the name and form, we cannot conceive anything. So this is the first thing. So we gave the name Brahman. Brahman, all-pervading consciousness. Without any form, it is there, that the consciousness, and that we are meditating. Previously, people used to do that. In the Bhagavata, we find, it is in the 9th chapter, 9th skandha of the Bhagavata. Bhagavata, from the 1 to 8, no form. In the 9th only, there the creator, the Brahma, who was created by that one who was not having any form, is Bhagavata. So there are two lines always go. One is formless, one is with form. The formless God was up to this. Then he was asking the created being, they were asking question to the creator, Brahma. So who has created you? That's a valid question. You are creating us, but who has created you? Then he said, it is difficult for me to answer because I cannot explain about my creator. So he went and prayed to the creator, please take a form so that I can show them that you are there. Maybe they are doubting whether there is any creator or not. So that was the doubt. Then the first guru came in the form of a swan, a big swan. That was the first form of God. That swan came, and when he appeared, these 4 young boys, they were Kumaras. The Kumaras, the 4 Kumaras, they're very famous. Sanak, Sananda, Sanatan, Sanat Kumar. So they first prayed to him and said, Sir, who are you? And from there, a discussion begins. How you can ask me that question, who am I? Have you seen anyone except me here? If there is no one, you cannot ask that question. So there is only me. Suppose someone is living inside the ocean. He doesn't know the difference between salty water or that what is called that without salt water. That is, for him or for it is all salt. So similarly, you don't know anything. How can you ask this question? It is not a valid question. So then now slowly the form started coming out. The Brahma, I am taking the course of Bhagavata. The Bhagavata, Brahma is creating, how he is creating? Satta, Raja, Tama. Good quality, completely bad quality, Tama, and he is mixing both, so Raja. So Satta, Raja, Tama. Raja is good and bad mixed. Only ego is there. Now in the beginning of the creation, he used only Sattva. All the created beings were so good. The moment they were created, they were meditating, they were praying, helping each other. They were rishis, they were kumaras. Narada was also there. But the Brahma told, God wanted you to go and marry and you have to make a whole world like this. They said, no, we are not interested. No, we are not interested to make this thing. Then he thought, I made a mistake. I should mix up the other 2 things also. So he gave some, that Raja and Tama. Then started coming these egoistic people. And even the Brahma became afraid. Oh my God, what have I created? The terrible egoistic things are coming up. I won't be able to control them. Then he started crying. I made a mistake. You gave me the knowledge, you gave me the power, but I could not judicially use this perhaps. Perhaps I made the whole creation as a wrong way. Then the Lord said, no, it is all my wishes. So you don't need not to worry. I will come down in that form, in a human form, and I will show them the path. This is the game that is going on. Now we will stop and think, who is creating? A formless consciousness, right? A formless consciousness. Why he is creating? We cannot ask this question because we do not know. It just came in its mind, I am alone, I like to be many. So it is mentioned in the Upanishad, in the Veda, Ekaham Bahu Shyamavi. Again and again you will find that the Swamis, they are quoting like that. Eka aham bahu shyamavihi. I am alone, I like to be many. Why that thought crossed his mind, we do not know. But and when that crossed his mind, he started creating. How he is creating? he started creating by giving an agent, that is Brahma. He directly is not creating, he is just thinking and that Brahma. And he gave the Brahma knowledge. And knowledge means Veda. So Brahma is having 4 heads. Actually not 4 heads, actually 4 jnana. Rik, Sham, Yaju, Atharva. These 4 Veda. And also 3 quality, Sattva, Raja, Tama. So Brahma was doing. Now this challenge has come, what will happen? So this is the first time he is taking the human form and he is coming down and avatarana. He is just coming down into his creation and he is showing the path. So he created out of what? Himself. So that is the reason all this creation, right from the amoeba and then up to the human, the best creation, the human, from there the human has the chances to become God. So they will be playing like that. So that way, if you are thinking that when all this thing came from what? There was nothing but one. We have to keep in mind, that is the basis of Hinduism. There was nothing but consciousness. Christianity says there was nothing but God, and God said, let there be light, then the light. Then that means God is creating. And then God started creating the first day, the sky, second day, the water, third day, this, like that, the list they have given. And we don't say it that way. It just manifested. Brahma was creating. In the Bhagavata also day to day is there. In the beginning he is creating these and the second. The Yuga came. I'm elaborating a thing. Yuga came. Yuga means Satya, Treta, Dwapar and Kali. The total creation, he gave the opportunity to manifest all these qualities in the greater way. In the past it was Satya Yuga. Satya Yuga, no problem was there because all pure, all good people. And you will never find any mention of the Satya Yuga in a story. Story means action, no? And action means there will be good people and bad people, otherwise where they will be fighting. All are good people, then there is no problem. So that is the reason Treta Yuga, Satya Treta. In Treta Yuga, he came as Rama, and the Dwapar Yuga as Krishna, and this Kali Yuga present day. So this is the creation. So your question, whether beginning it was formless or with form, it was formless. And the form that came from that formless. Now the question, how it came. There the philosophers, they are dividing. Some are they're saying that it is completely different from the creator. Because creator is pure. But we are not pure. But counter question is, there was only the same creator. And whatever has been created from out of that, so any quality that you find within us, in the created being, is coming from that. It has been, suppose, sugar, out of sugar you are making sweets. And the sweets are of different names and forms. Some are black, some are white, some are yellow, and different color, different sizes, different name, but all are sweets only. Why? Because the first ingredient is sugar. And its salt means salty. God means we are all divine. Only. And that's why, as he was telling, that each soul is potentially divine, that you wrote. That is Swami Vivekananda said, each soul is potentially divine, the Vedanta. Then what actually we are? God only. Now with form or without form? When we are thinking with form, with form. When you are thinking without form, without form. Now your question, shall I meditate on God without form or with form? With form you can begin, and without form you will end up. But if you begin with without form, it's difficult to reach over there. Now when you are mentioning, he was already in that height. So he could close his eyes and he could see the light. But otherwise, you have to find some form inside that light. As you were telling, when they are meditating, they go to the guru, different. That means form.
Yeah.
Without form, you cannot move anywhere. Now the Christians also, they say, the God is, how can God be in form? It is without form. So then why cross? The cross is also a form. Then why Mother Mary? The Mother Mary is form. And this Muslims will also say without form. But then why the crescent and why the star? Without form, you cannot go anywhere. Instead of a crescent, instead of a star, we go for Krishna, we go for Rama, we go for Durga, we go for Ganesha. What is the difference? But only name and form. Now the final answer, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna gave, and that solved the 1,000 years of this debate. Is God with form or without form? He said, have you not seen water? Under the scorching sun, it is water. But when there is cold, that water, formless water, take the shape of ice. That means through devotion, you see that ice. Now a mother, he wants to see God as a baby child. So the Krishna, baby Krishna. Mother don't like to see Krishna as a ruler, as a warrior. Mother likes to see Krishna, he is playing around and I am going and catching him and putting him to, you must eat, you must dress up, you must do this, you must do that. That is her joy. So that's why the Krishna came in that form to the mother. It is up to you. If you think God in this form or that form, it is up to you. That's why in Hindus, they don't fight with forms. There are so many varieties of forms, hundreds of forms are there. But Hindus have no problem. That's why, because we don't take the form seriously. We know that the form means I imagine in that way. I say in the southern India, this Kartikeya, he is having 2 wives there. And the Kartik's name, what is that? Murugan. Murugan is the Kartikeya. In south, that Murugan, the Kartikeya, is having 2 wives. And in east, Kartikeya is bachelor. Same Hindu. When he is coming in Calcutta, he is worshipping Kartik, a bachelor Kartik. And going to south, married Kartik. For a Hindu, there is no problem. Why? Because we imagine that way. I thought only alone what the man will do at a wife. So one, I said 2 wives, no problem. Say just that. I imagine God. God has nothing to do with that.
But God did come, right, in that form, Kartikeya and
If you want,
He did.
If you want, God means consciousness. And where is that consciousness? Within your mind. Now you are taking out that consciousness. Now her question. She was telling, if I am doing my job, then I think I am also getting the benefit of spirituality because I am doing my job. Swadharma. That is also there in the Hinduism. I am talking about Hinduism only. Don't mix up with other religion because they have the different philosophy. And philosophy means explanation. Otherwise religion, God is same. As you explain, that becomes. The Hinduism says, of course you can. This is Sadharma. And in the Bhagavad Gita it has been stressed in this way, Nidhanam Sreya Paradharma Bhayavaha. It is better to perform one's own dharma, religion, that means duties, responsibilities, than trying to practice others. When Sri Ramachandra was moving in the forest, then one of the rishis, actually it was not that forest, the rishis used to live over there. They had their schools. So Rama, from one place to another, within 2-3 miles, used to get another school, another school. So many rishis used to live over there. So not that they were all the time alone inside the forest. Forest was there, schools also were there. So one of the rishis, he said, you are a Kshatriya, a king. Your duty is to protect the people and their properties. If you perform your own duty by taking up the arms, you will get the same benefit as a monk is meditating inside the cave. And not only that, they said, you know, a just king, a good king, who is protecting his own subject and the country and allowing them to practice religion, get 25% of their benefit in his community. Like a tax. You are meditating and 25% of that good work will go to the king, because king is giving you that idea, protection, so that you can calmly meditate. That is in the Ramayana, very clear. King need not to go for meditation. King need not to go to do the japa, not necessary. For your own satisfaction, if you can do, you can do. Otherwise, it is your sadharma. Similarly, in the household, if you are doing your work in an unattached way, then it is okay. Otherwise, that is the trick. Otherwise, this is the main trick, an unattached way. Or otherwise, you will always feel that this is mine, this is mine. Then somebody came, stepped in that, and not knowing, he touched something, immediately you were angry. Hey, don't touch my wall, don't touch this, don't do that. That means you are so much attached. No, that won't do. Attachment should not be there. Suppose something happened and you are leaving that, then you are leaving, that's all. I think I could give you all the 3 questions, answers to the questions. That is, come. So, first is, God is without form, and come.
Yeah.
Come here. Hey, how are you? Good? Do you know me or not? Have you seen me before?
There is only a late little bit.
No, that's okay.
We had a program in the school. So.
Achha.
So you missed another important thing which you have to listen from the
Afterwards.
Recording.
So, first is, God is without form and with form. As the children, when they go to learn, we give them different type of the animals. This is elephant, this is tiger, this is that. So if we don't give, they won't be able to identify. If you just force them to memorize tiger, elephant, crocodile, they won't understand what actually what. So we give them the form. But when you are growing up, then you don't need that, isn't it? When you are grown up, you don't need that. But similarly, we begin with form and we end up without form. Those who are meditating in the beginning itself without form, they take the help of light. It's good. But light, what you can get from the light? Nothing. Suppose if you are meditating on Krishna, it is meditating not only the form, you are meditating on the qualities of the Krishna. meditating on Rama, the qualities of the Rama. What is the quality of Rama? Satya. So once I have given the word, I must keep it. Though majority of the Ram Bhaktas, they don't ulta. But anyway, but Rama Bhaktas, they should understand Rama is a philosophy, is a concept, is an ideology. It's not that person. And the moment you are practicing that Ramachandra's that famous word, Raghukula Riti Sadachariyai Pranayau Vachanajai. Swami Vivekananda said, once the elephant tusk come out, it never goes back. Similarly, Marat ka baat, Hathi ka daant. That Marat means that is the personality. When he gives the word, he gives the word. And he will never come back. Otherwise, he is only monsters is the Marat. No. Only that. You have to keep the word. What is Ramchandra? Keeping the word. I have promised, I have promised.
Exactly.
Krishna, Tyaga. Those they say Bhoga, but you will find Tyaga. Krishna could be a king of the whole India and then undivided India. Huge. But he didn't do that. What he did, he punished the bad rulers and then placed his son or somebody from that place. You should be the king, but the just king. Otherwise, again, I will come and punish you. That much. But he didn't take anything. He gave up everything. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, what is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita? If you repeat the Gita fast, it becomes taggy. If you are repeating Gita, 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 it becomes taggy. See, Sri Ramakrishna is a taggy. So what to give up? Ego. That's all. If you are not righteous, even if you are my son, I am not with you. That is God. And afterwards, when the Kurukshetra, all this was over, then he went back. Then his own people, they started feeling that we are the most powerful people. Yadava Kula. Then they started boasting, and slowly, ego is such a thing. First you fight with the enemies and then you fight among yourselves, and that happened. Including his son, Shambhu. That he became like that. Krishna met the distance from them. No. When they were killing themselves, Krishna didn't stop. Krishna was present. In the Dwarka, Krishna was present. He saw that they are killing themselves, each one fighting and killing. He didn't do anything. Why? Because they are bad people. So, with whom the God is? With good people. Now, yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata abhutthanam dharmasya manasya. Then, paritranaya sadhuna. That is the word. You will become a sadhu and Krishna will come? No. Nothing like that. So this is the thing. Now, if God is not protecting me, what will happen to me? And if God is coming to me, what will happen to me? So, utilitarian question. Suppose I am following your words, and what I am going to gain by that? What is your answer? By practicing religion, what you will gain?
Shanti. Peace. Shanti. Peace.
Shanti, acha.
God.
Ananda. And
God.
God. But what is God? God to what? Na?
Happiness. The bliss.
Knowing myself, like who am I?
No, such I know who am I. So, I am this, I am that.
Moni Shanti. Moni Shanti. Contentment.
Exactly right. This Shanti, contentment, Ananda, that's the ultimate thing. What is the goal of human life? Anand. It is not to become the president of Russia and president of America. It is becoming that mainly the Anand. If I am contented, everything is fine, na? I am fully contented. So, ho gaya. Some people criticizing. So today I was telling this one, someone rang me and she was crying. So and all that, she is having some trouble. Now, if I cry, you cannot solve the problem. But suppose you disassociate from that, very difficult. But if you can, you are in great joy. Rather, those who are criticizing you, they will be suffering. Hey, what happened? We criticize so much, nothing is happening. Long back, one doctor came to Calcutta, the custom, and he was purchasing, I think I said that to many of my talk, he was purchasing very good books of Thakur Ma Swamiji and sending to London, and same address. Every day, same books. Almost. Then I thought he wants to send many copies. Then I thought, we have the option. 100 copies together we can send. He said, no, not like that. I'm a doctor in London. I came into Calcutta because I'm a Bengali, thought I will marry a Bengali girl. I married. I took her back to London, and then she left me with a British boy, my friend. So that is terrible for me. So I am sending this book, thinking to her address, thinking after reading this, she may understand her mistake and will come back to me. I told she will never. She is not opening these packets. Maybe she opened the first packet, then understood, then she's simply throwing all this. Go and see outside her house, there will be a library, all this. No, she is not opening, not reading. But you was unnecessarily suffering. Then I asked her, when did you marry? 6 months before. 6 months? 6 months before you never knew that lady, and just because of 6 months, you will destroy the whole career. And that is her joy. She is very happy that you are suffering. Rather go just before her house in a very costly car and in a good mood. She will suffer. Oh, I made a mistake, I should have been with you. So don't take in this way. I just joked with him. Don't do like that. He was senior than me. I was a brahmachari. But I told him, no, why should you take that? Don't take the suffering on yourself. Ask yourself, have I done anything wrong? I didn't. So I'm not going to suffer. If the whole world is putting finger on me, I should say, I know that I didn't do anything. You may say, you go on saying, I am happy. It is exactly what, when Narendra, the young boy who became Vivekananda, when he came to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna told him, suppose the whole world stand against you, what you will think? Usually people say, oh, then what to do if all people are opposing me? This young boy said, I will think that the street dogs barking. I know that I am all right. And there is a Hindi couplet, Hathi chale bazaar mein, kutta bhoke hajar. He is going on in his own way. Even the hundreds of street dogs are barking, what is there? So are you sure that you have not done anything wrong? But don't feel in that way. Be always happy in a positive way. I didn't do anything wrong. I tried. It didn't click. No problem for me. Something better waiting for me. I am going to that. So that is the human life. Ultimate goal is joy. I have to be happy, not by giving pain to others or cheating others. I am going to be happy by doing positive work, positive thinking. So household duty is good, but detached way. And you know that japa, that's the unique thing. Those who have taken initiation, don't forget to repeat the name of God. Not that you have to go to the shrine all the time. Once in a daytime or evening you go. Otherwise, whatever you are doing, just go on taking the name of God. You need not to do anything else. Just go on repeating that name. You will get the benefit at the old age. And sometimes, God forbid, when you are having some problem, suppose a big operation or something, and you will find, "Are, tumra maja kor chora to kuru." Aschi tar to kichu na.
Inside the room. I told them, go to inside the room and then enjoy, whatever.
The children have the habit of, they'll be close to the seniors,
Right?
but at the same time, they're playing them among themselves.
So basically disturbing the seniors is basically their joy.
That we should not pay any heed to them. The attention should be enough. So that is the way we have to. There will be so many things all around us. And about this also, Swami Vivekananda, he said, anyone can meditate in the cave. But I will appreciate if you can control your mind and feel like meditating in the hustle and bustle of New York City. In the New York, if you go, there's so many, but you have to be calm and composed. That is the control of mind. And the moment you think that I am not feeling hungry, I am not feeling thirsty, I am not feeling cold, I am not feeling, nothing you will feel. Because everything feeling is on the mind only. But though this is really, really, a yogi can do, a higher yogi. One of the direct disciples of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was having a carbuncle at the back on the, and he went to a doctor, but doctor told, we don't have anesthesia. And it's a big operation. Without anesthesia, it is dangerous. He told, give me 2-3 minutes. And he meditated, and afterwards told the doctor, please operate. This body is not mine. You just operate. And that operation without anesthesia, it was done, and he felt nothing. He took out the mind. And that's the inspiring story. Another Swami recently, he was very much afraid of taking injection. But when the nurse came in our hospital in Calcutta, the Shiva Pratishthan, the nurse came, it was like, wait, let me take out the mind, then you can. The nurse told, maybe, so she was waiting. Swami is going on meditating and no sign. So then the nurse slowly touched, no, I will tell you. After 2-3 times, nurse went back and reported that he is not taking the medicine. Then it was reported to the Swami in charge, and that was Swami Gaunanandaji. So he came with 2-3 other Swamis. So, hey, Swamiji, you are meditating, taking out your mind out? Well, yes, we will help you. Then he asked the young Swamis to hold him. So the 2 Swami hold him from 2 sides. The nurse told that he is taking out the mind, we are also helping him. You push your So by that way, it is not so easy. Taking out the mind means, I am not the body, I am not the body. But there is a prick and then you cry. Many nowadays they say, talk about that, what is that? Ramana Maharshi. Though we are the follower of Ramana Maharshi, I am practicing Ramana Maharshi. Ramana Maharshi used to go and lie down in the cave where the hundreds of ants will come and bite. And he'll be watching what is happening. His own body. And hundreds of ants, when they are biting, is so much painful. But he'll be watching, this is not my body. I am not feeling any pain. The ants are eating somebody else's body. Can you practice that? Driving in American road and I'm listening to this and I'm practicing. No, that is hypocrisy. That's why it is better to go with Dvaita. Start with that and praying to God, cooking for God, garlanding, prepared garland for God. And whatever you are thinking, God, God and God alone. And slowly, slowly you will understand that God is nothing but everything. Well, that is the transition, the unique way. From Dvaita to Advaita. Otherwise, in the beginning, if you practice Advaita, I mean the non-form, not much of it. I don't know, it should not be in the record, but most of the times you may see that those, particularly Hinduism, always good realized souls are there. Always. Every time. Here, there, somewhere, they will always find that. But in other religions, it is very, very rare. Why? Because the practice is wrong. You have not given the proper practice. If a child is going to the university in the beginning itself, at the age of 6 he is going to university, how you can expect that he will grow? He will go to his own playground first and this and that. Slowly, slowly, then the child will become a professor. So step by step one should develop. And the best thing that they have made is that Diksha. The Vedanta don't give any Diksha. It is Tantra and the Vaishnava, they give Diksha. But Diksha is a very good system. With the Diksha, you get that opportunity to hold something. Otherwise, every day the mind will, sometimes this God, sometimes that God, sometimes this bhajan, that bhajan, it's of no use. And some of the ladies, they come, Swamiji, we have completed that Kundalini Jagarana. Now what we should do? You go and cook, whatever. After Kundalini. Now you are awake and cook. What to do?
What happens mostly for me is like, even if I try to do the japas repeatedly, when I'm concentrating on any of the work, suppose cooking or something else in office work, whatever, I forget to do that.
That's okay, no problem. But the moment you are off from the job, immediately that will come back. That will come back. It will become like breathing. You are not aware that when you are taking in and when you are exhaling. Isn't it?
That doesn't happen for me.
Now, if you practice, it will be. If you go on practicing, suppose you are traveling, sitting in the back seat of the car, you are looking at the shops, but going on taking the name of God.
It's kind of driving. Like initially we put a lot of focus on driving, and once you know driving, we just
Yeah. Once you know driving, you do not do.
So in the Vedanta, there is no Diksha.
In the Advaita Vedanta, they say Diksha means they will go to the Guru and Guru will say, Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. I am the Brahman, you are also Brahman. So go and do the concentrate on that. That much. I got it to copy though.
Sorry, Vishishtadvaita, why it came?
Vishishtadvaita, that is, that Ramanuja, Ramanujacharya, he had a very broad heart. He always felt for people. He was actually Advaita. But he felt, ordinary people won't be able to understand this. So for them only, he said, God made himself in different form. God is this form. So that is for him. But problem is, you are making it simplified, but that is not solving the ultimate problem. If I am God, she is God, they are God, everyone is God, anyone dying means God is dead. That cannot be. So philosophically you have to be perfect. So when you are teaching the children some mathematics, you are making this is this, this is this. Now afterwards when you are growing up, you have to solve in a different form. The same thing is not applied there. This is like this only. The Dvaita, God, you want God to see as his son, God will be your son. You like to see God as your friend, God will be your friend. You like to see God as the lover, God will be your lover. Like that, 7 ideas are there. But if that is their ends, then the problem. Then you are God ultimately. Radha Krishna Ekatanu Bhayo. There's a song. Radha Krishna Ekatanu Bhayo. And in the Vrindavan, when the Radha and Krishna became one, then that means the devotee and the God both became one. There it ends. What is the ultimate goal of duality? To merge with God. The moment there are two, there is collision. Suffering will be there. In the Radha, is a very unique way they described. The Radha also, she suffered a lot. Why? Whenever she saw Krishna is not paying attention to her, she suffered. This is the nature of duality. The nature of duality. If you are two, if you think two, I want your attention and I will then love you. If you are not paying attention, then I won't love you. So it goes like this. But when you become one, then there is no problem. This is the same. So Advaita is the final answer. But to reach to that, you need these steps. First is Dvaita, then Vishishta Dvaita, then Dvaita. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, I take everything. See, that is, uniqueness of Sri Ramakrishna is this. I take everything. Dvaita, Vishishta Dvaita, Advaita. Why? Because otherwise, the weight that you are taking will be less. And he gave the example of bell. Suppose a bell, the fruit is there, the hard shell, no one eats. They throw it. Then the seeds, they throw. They only eat the kernel. But if you weight the bell, only the kernel, if you are weighting, taking the weight, that means it is not exact proper weight. You have to take the hard shell also. Seeds also. Sri Ramakrishna is wonderful answer to all this. Shankara, only Advaita. And he is only Vishishta Advaita. Then another, only Dvaita. But Sri Ramakrishna says, no problem, step by step you go.
So, Swamiji, the God is from formless form. Like we all pray to, so Krishna was an avatar on earth, so he was in a form. But I always question about the forms of like Shiva or Vishnu sitting on a Sheshnag. I thought they are formless, like, how are people, like, if that is, or Brahma, I think it's a formless God. But people say, okay, Charsar, yeah, or we depict like in a form, or Shiv in a form. So that is like, because they were not avatars, so how are we doing that? How is that come?
Now suppose you like to think them without form, that is okay. The Vishnu and the Krishna, all, they don't have any form.
But Krishna was on earth, so he had to take form. But I thought Vishnu was never, like Vishnu came on earth as Krishna when he took the form.
Yeah.
But Vishnu, I thought he exists formless everywhere, like,
Yeah.
So I
The
get
word
confused
Vishnu,
here.
the word Vishnu, that's why in Hinduism, the name they give, it has an excellent meaning. The Vistareti Vishnu. Bistar. Hinduism is mostly symbolic also. So what is Vishnu lying on the Sheshnaga? Why Sheshnaga? Is this you have to lie down in a nice bed you get. Why on a snake? And moreover, it is floating on water. Look at it. Water is the symbol of formlessness. Water means no form. And what is that Sheshnag? Is the symbol of yoga. It's not Sheshnag, it is the Naga. That means the snake is the symbol of yoga. So he is actually formless. And he is in yoga. And he has taken form for ourselves. And what is the name? Vishnu. Vistareti Vishnu. It is all pervading, all pervasive. What is Brahman? Same. All pervasive consciousness. Vistar. Everything is that. That's why the beautiful stories come. Then when the Prahlada, it's called Dhruva. When the Dhruva, he was fighting with his father, Hiranyakashipu. The Hiranyakashipu tried to even kill him. He couldn't do. Then he said, where is your Vishnu? Where is your God? Is he here in this pillar? He said, yes. In the story. Then he went and kicked that pillar. Immediately God came out. That means God is everywhere. That is the idea. Ultimately, what is God? God is love and unselfishness. The manifestation of God, how I will know? It is L-O-V-E, as Swami Vivekananda said. God means love. And if you notice God in everything, Swamiji said, each soul is potentially divine. Divinity, what is the divinity? Love only. Each and every one is having love. I saw that only little girl, she returned back from the school and went to see her sister. She is in the cradle. So, but then she herself is hardly 5 years. She is taking care of the little one. Love is there at that age. That love slowly grows up. When our mother told Swamiji has come, go and touch the feet, you won't. And because doesn't know me, then slowly, she grows, then her friends, then her relatives, then her in-laws, then her countrymen, and the men of all same culture and religion, and the love goes spread. That divinity. When it goes to each and everyone, embraces everyone, that is called divine. That is called divine. So suppose we also were having the brothers and sisters, our own. Now whoever comes, they are our own. There is no special, as because I was born in that family, it is special for me. No at all. If I cannot overcome that bondage, I am not a sannyasi. I am not a monk. Sometimes some young monks, they are not understanding this. They will go to the family, they will spend the time over there, and this is my sister, this is my sister's. Like that. We don't say anything. It's okay. You know, everyone has his own beginning. But a real sannyasi means everyone is on and no relation at all.
কিন্তু মহারাজ একটা জিনিস আমার মনে হয় যে আমরা যেটা বলি না মা যে জন্ম দিচ্ছে মা থেকে বড় আর কোনো কেউ কিছু হতে পারে না বা মা বাবার তাকেই তো আমরা ঠাকুর হিসেবে প্রথম বলে যে মা বাবার পুজো করাটা সবার আগে হয় তো তাহলে সেটা কি করে হচ্ছে তাহলে যখন ব্রহ্মচারী মানে যখন একজন সন্ন্যাসী হয়ে যাচ্ছেন উনি তো সবকিছুর থেকে ছিন্ন হয়ে যাচ্ছে আর কি তার মা বাবা ভাই বোন যাই কিছু আছেন তো তাহলে সেটা কিভাবে হয়
না অ্যাটাচমেন্টের কথা বলছি
What's the question?
If the sannyasi suppose if the sannyasi suppose, going on thinking about his own family, this is my family, this is my relation, this is that, this is my school, this is my teacher, this is my college, then what he has forgotten? He is attached to that. He is feeling joy in that company. He is feeling joy in even remembering that. I am talking about a sannyasi. Sannyasi has nothing to do with that. He should not do. Shankaracharya, even a man like him, he was a born sannyasi. He even told his mother that I am leaving you. Why? Because Shankaracharya had no that way attachment to the mother. But still to show that a monk should be away. But he was thinking about his mother and he told, the moment you call me, I'll come back. And when his mother was sick, she remembered, immediately Shankaracharya came and stood there. Swami Vivekananda, he even went to Calcutta High Court to fight for his mother. But he didn't take any property, only like that. So these are the ideals. But if we go on thinking about it, there's some of then if they will be giving the I studied in these and these and these, that's a very wrong thing for the Shanti, because that is attachment. For the householders, that is good. He should say that I have done this. But a sannyasi, bad. Because he should completely forget that. It's a new birth. So this is the difficulty. And all depends on attachment. If you have attachment, wherever you are attached. And attachment goes in the mind only. So we suffer because of that attachment. I was in Andaman, and from the scrap you can say, I started that ashram. After 8 years, I was posted to Arunachal Pradesh. So obviously, that devotees there, they used to love me and still. So they used to sometimes, one gentleman called me and said, Swamiji, you must be feeling bad, no? That everything you created, you made everything, now suddenly you have to leave. So I said, bad? You won't believe, I cry so much, it has become a river. In Arunachal, our ashrama was by the side of a river. So we had a wonderful, the small hut type of thing, open. So I used to sit over there in the morning and take tea, and by the side the river is flowing. So I was joking. I told him, what do you say? I cried so much, there's a river. But actually I completely forgot. I never remembered what is happening. Whether that ashram exists or not, that also I never care. My duty is done. Thakur took me there, that's okay. That's all. Now here, we have full concentration here only. Whoever comes, how to help them, how to do good things like that.
Swamiji,
But not that I don't have love. I have love, I have sympathy, and I pray, but I am not attached. I should not be. That is
Swamiji, Vedanta in your own words. Vedanta. I think she asked last time that, what is Vedanta? How it really started. There was long back I saw a video, Sarvapriyananji, he talks about Vedanta.
Vedanta.
And
And
your own words
simple,
for us actually.
simple
How
Veda.
is- Yeah, Veda.
Veda means knowledge. Anta means end. The knowledge that will take you to that end of it. Or the last knowledge. What is the last knowledge?
Moksha.
I am that. Or I am searching God, then ultimately I found I am that. That's all.
Swamiji, I started listening online on YouTube. Someone had, I think, I don't know, it was from Gospel or some other book of Sri Ramakrishna about, so just a snippet from it. And it talks about advice for householders and talks a lot about detachment when you're living in the house, living like, I find it very hard to be detached from my children. Like if they have pain, whatever I do as a mom, and I will be attached. That mamta is there. I have tried to let go now that my son is almost getting into college, but it is there. I'm not able to. So is it possible by long practice people are able to detach?
See, whether you like it or not, by nature you have to give up someday or other. Now one day, that is the problem of सास बहू हिस्ट्री. तो सास बहू ये जितने सीरियल चलते हैं ना, सास को भी बहू थी or something like that. So all because of this only, attachment. The mother cannot forget that this is my son. The son has grown up, son is now married, the son has his own life, but mother don't like to take it. That is the problem. Up to that it is good. But when you have this vichara, this analysis, so when my son will grow up, he will have his own life, I only have my prayer and no interference into it, then it is okay.
Okay.
If you have the interference even in that is the problem. You should not.
But with
So-
attachment,
so
duty,
I-
that easy, right? Means if I have
And the
attachment-
duty and responsibility, that is all should be there.
Yeah.
And did you notice that when you were a young girl, you were not having that matrikta? When you became mother, after that, where from that came? Prakriti, isn't it? You were a girl and there was children, but you used to like them that much. But that girl became mother, that love became intensified thousandfold. So it became mother's love. Same girl became mother. Why? Because of her love and attachment intensified. That's all, isn't it? But why suddenly? Because it is in the nature. Now nature again telling you, if you are constantly attached, you will suffer. Again nature. So here you have to understand, this is my nature. I was a girl, and now as a mother, now I have to give it up and go back to my original. So that is why they say the brahmacharya, garastha, vanaprastha, sannyas. These are the 4 things, step by step. If you can't do that, then the sannyasi is a must. What is sannyasa? Tyaga. What is the tyaga? Attachment. What we have given up? Nothing actually, except attachment. So as a grihasthi, what is your duty? To grow up, to help the children to grow and all that. And then you have to take your mind out of that. That is your tapasya.
So it is okay till when. So I thought. So I think I took it wrong. I thought Ramakrishna is saying that even when the children are growing under you, you have to be detached from
No,
their
no, no.
pain. So that was what I felt.
So
that,
Ramakrishna said that, did you notice when the birds, they will be feeding the young ones, and they will take so much of pain, even in the rain, and they will go and pick up the food and feed them and go and feed them. Sometimes they die in that. So much of attachment. But when those birds growing their wings, the mother bird will push them, go fly. And when they can fly, and she will take it out to pick up the food. When they learn, she will release them. That's all. This is the. Not that you should forget your children, they'll be there, but don't be so much attached. There will be problem in their life, there will be challenges, they will grow in that way. And you are praying for them, that's all. You have to go back to the source. And source is all same. And whatever we find, this our children, these, that, all imagination actually. Ultimately, in the Vedanta, that is the problem. If you talk Vedanta in the world, that creates confusion. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna never spoke Vedanta in the world. That is the truth, but if you tell, people are afraid. Even previously, Vedanta was discussed only in the forest, in the hidden, bone. Hidden, otherwise people will be totally confused. One person, he was practicing Vedanta. Certainly, he was an engineer, a nice person. He used to go to temple and all that. Suddenly, he heard some lecture and he got inspired and he started searching his Atman. How? By sitting by the side of the window. You stop going to his office. Then his wife took up the job. She was a very clever lady. She took up the job and somehow saved the family. And they were having 2 children. This man very seriously started searching the. That is the bad effect. She couldn't understand what is actually reality, what she should do. Instead, he started thinking, I am the one who is all pervading, so I need not to do anything. So that is, and afterwards he became a little crazy. The people, they came to maintain the road, and when it was still soft, he went and wrote, I am Brahman over that. With a stick he wrote, I am Brahman on car. Now these people, after their lunch, when they came back and found, hey, what happened? Because and they good that they didn't notice it, otherwise they would have been arrested and all that. His neighbor told his wife, you should talk to the doctor, because going out of your control. And we noticed that he went out and wrote that and went back. I am Brahman. So the Vedanta is very good, but at the same time, you have to understand who is going to take it. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. I am Brahman, of course. That is the ultimate truth. I am. But when I don't know who am I actually, the practicing is not good. That's why Dvaita is that way good. Pray to God. Yes.
Swamiji, again, that conversation came back on the Advaita versus Advaita, and you had mentioned something in between, Vishishta Advaita, and I think I still have not been able to connect to that. And what is that Vishishta?
See, there are 3 Dvaita, complete difference between God and the God created thing. So that is called Dvaita. All the religions that you see except Buddhism, all Dvaita. The Semitic religions, Dvaita. God is there, I am here. God has created me. God is pure. God is all powerful. I am little and I am not pure, etc., etc. Dvaita. We have a Dvaita also, complete Dvaita. In between Sri Ramanuja came, he was an Advaitin, and he thought how these people will follow Advaita. So he brought it little adjustment, and he made in this way. We are created by God, and we are part of God. So how it is? Like the fire is there, and the sparks from the fire, that is also fire. We are the sparks. Dvaita say, God created us, and that much. So we are completely sinner, as the Christians they say. So we have no chance to go back to God, only maybe through Jesus and all that, they say. And here it says, no, we are part of God. God has created us like the fire and the sparks. But the sparks is separate from the fire. But Advaita says, no, this is all illusion. If it is real separation, it can never go back to the original. That can never be. And they give the example, if the milk is becoming yogurt, yogurt can never become milk. It is nothing like that. Then how the imagination? How you are imagining the world? As you imagine in the world, in the dream. In the dream, you are imagining that you are so many, and you are listening to the people, talking to the people, isn't it? There is no body, but there is mind. In the mind, you are having a complete world where you can taste, where you can smell, where you can touch, everything is there. Similarly, for the Vedantin, this world is nothing but imagination. Advaita Vedanta. But you have to reach up to that, then only you will understand. Otherwise, how?